this. Millions of people across the country marching as we speak against the policies of President Trump.
This is Boston, Massachusetts. This is Washington, D.C., where over 200,000 people have turned out. This is New York City, where they expect probably 200,000 people as well. And this is Chicago, Illinois. This entire protest is likely the largest ever in modern American history.
We all knew that Kamala won, and we knew that felon Dookie Booty cheated. Everybody knows that. We just had to go with the program because that's what they set up to do. You know damn well, ain't no way in hell Trump won that election unless he cheated.
So how they won? How they won? You got to tell me how they won. Because what we just did to Disney and cost them all these billions, and all of a sudden they bring them motherfuckers back. How did they win?
He didn't win, y'all. I know you see it. Ain't no way you gonna tell me that we keep having these days where millions of people hit the streets saying they don't agree with this man, but I'm supposed to believe he won back in November. I hope y'all understand the real reason why they don't want people out there protesting in mass numbers, and they keep saying that this is about hating America and all the nonsense they make up whenever these type of demonstrations are about to happen. Because the more people literally see with their eyes that millions of people don't agree with this, their little game is up. This is why they gerrymander.
What up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to Black People Politics Network. I'm Mr. Red. Now let me say this right off the gate. If these protests are any indication of how people actually feel, then the math ain't mathin'. The streets are saying one thing, but the story they want us to believe is something entirely different. And here's the kicker. Their own words, their own admissions are exposing exactly how they cheated. I want y'all to pay attention because what's happening right now is bigger than one man. This is about democracy, power, and making sure they don't get to steal it again. We have a lot to discuss. Let's strap in. Let's get after it.
These are the scenes from Atlanta's No King protest.
All your little excuses.
Sydney!
If we assemble like the first.
He didn't win. He didn't win. I'm going through the footage of yesterday's No Kings parade and strike, whatever, and every state's inner city was flooded with people. Flooded. You cannot pay me to believe he won.
The great irony is, of course, that Donald Trump is the son of an immigrant, the grandson of an immigrant, and married to an immigrant. In fact, 2 of his 3 wives were immigrants, proving yet again that immigrants will do the jobs that even Americans are not willing to do.
You see it with your own eyes. Movements don't lie. You don't get protests like this if the country's truly behind one man. And the truth is, most of the country ain't MAGA. They're loud, they're dangerous, but they're not the majority. What we're witnessing is a moment when people from all walks of life are saying, enough. And here's the thing, when everyday people were saying there's no way he won, maybe it's because they can feel something isn't right. And they're not wrong. Because while they're trying to gaslight the country, Trump and his people out here saying the quiet parts out loud.
Get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine.
I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. We don't need votes. We got more votes than
anybody's ever had.
You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting.
They're cheating again. And Elon looked at us. He goes, no, you're going to win. They just don't know it yet. And about 15 minutes later, we won. You know,
Fuck, dude.
I'm fucked. If we lose, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way.
I'm a technologist. I know a lot about computers. And I'm like, the last thing I would do is trust a computer program. Because it's just too easy to hack. It's too easy to add just one line.
and he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
He said, you know, computers are the greatest. He looked at some that were just shipped in, some of these vote counting computers. He knew it before it even came in the door. He looked like at the back of it. Oh, I know that one.
You heard what I heard.
And we got the World Cup, too. And, you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026 and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election and now we won. So I'm going to be your president.
And this?
Then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. So
I'm pretty concerned by these statements. On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerning is this to you?
I think I'm freaking out. Even though it might not change nothing, a whistleblower has came out and said he have evidence that Kamala Harris won the election by a landslide.
Let's keep it a buck. Trump and his allies love projection. They scream about fraud because they're the ones who are doing it. They're the ones who've done it. They use the word rigged because it's their playbook to make you think that someone else is against you other than them. That's how they justify stealing power. This is how it's been justified to steal power in every authoritarian regime.
I drove around to see what protests were like today. Something caught my eye. In a neighborhood around here that was very much orange supporting, or at least more orange supporting than others, in November, was full of white people, and they were all protesting him.
Are we done with the debating on whether this thing was tampered with or not? Are we done now? Because he's saying it over and over and over and over to y'all. Over and over every day. He said another way, every day. He said another way. So now are we still arguing about whether the thing was touched or not?
Y'all know it's over for y'all, right? Like, this shit is a wrap. Like, I hope you guys are aware that pendulum is about to swing back in the worst way for y'all. At this point, it's pretty obvious to everybody in the room that either a whole lot of people have come to their senses, which I doubt, or B, those controversial voting results weren't really controversial at all. They were just wrong.
And Kamala Harris was right. The will of the people was stolen. What they're afraid of isn't just accountability. They're afraid of people waking up. And these protests, that's what waking up looks like. If they rigged it once, they'll try again. But this time, people are paying attention. This time, they might not get away with it. We cannot let them. And this country, it can't afford it.
Kamala won. Kamala Harris is the rightful president of the United States of America. It took an audit for some of you to figure that out. It took a whistleblower for some of you to figure it out. But for those of us who stood on that, here it is. Voila! Now let's see what they're gonna do. What's done in the dark always comes to the light.
The Kennedy that's in the White House, you going to jail. Your ass going to jail. It just hit my mind doing some motherfucking critical thinking. Oh, you going to jail. L, boy. Let's go to Blue Lulu Land right quick. He hopped in a contest and then he all of a sudden out of nowhere endorses Humpty Dumpty. He endorses him and what happens? He sues to take himself off of the contest. And when you do that, that means that they have to go and reprint all of the contest slips. They had to do that in time for the big contest. And also, they need to recode the machines when they do that. They need to go in, they need to recode the fucking machines when they do that. It just came to my mind, everybody in this fucking administration is in on this situation. And you're going to jail, bitch.
They keep telling us the game is fixed, but here's one thing. More of this country doesn't want Trump than does. That's what they're afraid of. We can't afford to check out. We can't afford to let history repeat itself. Not again. Stay vigilant. Stay engaged. Stay revolutionary.